to another our art therapy podcast. So yes, today we're gonna talk about self-discovery and body acceptance. Wow, okay. So we have these two beautiful ladies over here. Both of them are mental health advocates and also I would say body acceptance punya advocates jugalah kan. So without wasting time, please introduce yourself, Ed and also Nalisa.
Okay, hi, I'm Ed. I'm a mental health fighter and also a mental health advocate. I've been diagnosed with bipolar since 2 years ago. And I've been trying to sharing about my journey, sharing about how I heal on Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So yes, Nalisa.
Hi, I'm Nalisa Aliamin. I'm a model and also a body acceptance advocate. I also advocate for mental health. And that's all I can say about myself.
Yeah, completely. So, alright. So, today, as usual, we're gonna do art therapy activities, which is later on. We're going to do sketch and also a little bit of coloring and also collage about body part that we struggle to love and also the body part that we love. So while we're discussing about the topic, we will have that art material given by our producer later, okay? Yes, so we already have our arts material here. We gonna do some kind of sketch and also coloring, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the session. Before we start, first question is, what is your own definition about self-discovery? And how do you find that the self-discovery be more accepting towards you punya overall well-being and also you punya body acceptance?
You want me to answer?
Okay, boleh. Also man. Okay.
My own definition.
Yeah, your own definition about self-discovery lah.
It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster ride. It's not a linear journey. And also it helps me be more aware of my triggers and how I regulate in some things and my reaction and everything. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but Definitely. It also helps me understand who am I as a person.
Yep.
And all of that, and requires a lot of crying.
Definitely.
A lot of crying and
kalau
anger.
kalau tak nangis tu tak normal, babe. Itu bukan healing, babe. Yeah. And what do you learn from you punya self-discovery through this acceptance within yourself?
That I find that for me, I tend to see anger as a very negative emotion before this, so I tend to repress a lot of my anger. But for my self-discovery I find that the anger is a part of me and I can't run away from it. The more I run away from it, the more it boils down like a pressure cooker.
Betul.
And that helped me accept my dark side. I don't like to say my anger is a dark side, that's who I am. But that helps me accept it, who I am. Kind of befriending it, like it's a part of my shadow. And I see my anger as not something negative because I see it as it is protecting me or something.
Betul.
And also without light there, for light to happen in your life, there should be darkness. So I just see it as that it's a yin and yang. There won't be balance in life if there's no yin and yang.
Yep.
So for my self-discovery journey, I learned to accept every ugly parts of myself. As much as I hate it, I have to accept it and be friends with it and also embrace it and also nurture it. And how do I say it? Instead of beating myself up, I let it. How do I say? Not manifest it. I use it something that pushed me instead. For example, my body acceptance advocate, everything that I do, it stems from my anger towards society and towards pressure and everything. So instead of me beating myself up, hurting myself from my eating disorder, which I
Still struggle.
Yeah, which I'm still struggling it. But the thing is, it was so intense during teenager because that's when you want to fit in society.
Correct.
Was also when the anger was really intense. So I was really hurting myself. So throughout when my growth and everything, I'm like so tired of just being angry at myself. So instead, I use my anger and in a way have that vengeful energy in me and be like, you know what? Can I cuss here?
Can. Jadi editor.
Like, so in a way, like I use my anger to be like, you know what? You.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, the right people will accept it, and the wrong people will off from my life. So far, the journey has been great, but also it's a roller coaster. But I'd rather be here than me beating myself up like how I was when I was a teenager, starving myself, binge eating myself, feeling sorry for myself. Now I'm like, whenever I do feel that way, I can catch myself and be like,
it's time for you, like,
have that boundary. Be like, okay, I'm feeling this way, it's fine, but you need to move on.
Yeah, such a great interpretation. I totally agree with you because some of it like definitely resonate because before we know about whatever mental health healing, we tend to being so hard on ourselves and we see ourselves as a label from what our surrounding give to us. Like you are too, macam I punya case, I'm too skinny lah. Kau ni tak makan ke? Mak kau tak kasi makan ke kan? Tahu macam ni kan? Like, so it's something that I think in a society we struggle to accept that differences.
Yeah,
kan?
I think it's also because external is so easy for people to say because people can see and it's also such an easy target. And also people are also struggling in themselves mentally in the way they're also projected. They're not noticing that they're projecting. They mask their projection saying we're concerned about you.
I say this because I love you. Typical lah.
But actually you're just projecting yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. And yes, Ed, what do you punya key take from that?
Key take.
Yeah. You punya your own definition about self-discovery is one thing, and you punya key take of
actually my self-discovery phase journey actually started last year when I was actually dealing with like body image. At first I was dealing with my depression, but then my medication caused me to gain weight like a lot, like 40 kg in a year, and it was so crazy. And I was like, I was dealing with depression, and then I have to deal with body image also. This is like, oh my god,
dia macam double trouble. Intake lah kan.
Yeah, and when I realized that I actually do a lot of things to actually lose weight again, to be like
yourself again.
My not myself again lah, because previously I was very thin, like, so I want to be thinner again. And I do a lot of things like I jaga makan, I jaga tidur. I really do a lot of things, exercise apa semua kan. But then when I realised that one day I look in the mirror and I was like, oh, I didn't hate myself anymore. I don't hate myself anymore. And I realised that I was thinking why the self-hatred is not there anymore. And I realised that it's because I was investing in myself. Like for example, before I go to sleep, I will like pick a book and read for like 30 minutes, just so that I can get enough sleep, get a good sleep lah. Like buat macam like sleep routine,
stay hygiene and all stuff.
And because when people talk about like losing weight, people will talk about like exercise, jaga makan, but actually it's like it's a lot of things that we have to do, and those things that I did actually
it's not just bukan exercise dan jaga makan saja.
Yeah, those things yang banyak-banyak I buat tu rupanya it macam menyumbang kepada self love. Yeah, and I realized that it's because I am investing in myself, and that's the reason why I am finally on my self discovery phase. Because previously, when we talk about self love and all those things, I don't really understand what does that mean. You know, like it's a very, how to say that,
General stuff like
like very generic lah, general
yeah.
lah. Like when people say love yourself, I was like, how? How do I do that? But then my obesity actually bring me to self love, and it's a very unexpected thing, because like what, right? But then yeah, that's what happened to me. Yeah.
I see. I see. Such a beautiful story. Yeah, I think we 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 don't macam nak cakap, we don't value that self love until to the point yang macam, okay, this is the time that I really need to practice or find that self love.
Yeah.
Kan? Kalau you tak start makan ubat, you tak deal with your mental health issues, you will never know how to properly love yourself.
Yes,
Kan?
exactly.
Appreciate who you are as a person. And I believe that ramai yang macam affected juga dengan, especially for mental health fighters yang makan ubat, the changes in term of diorang punya skin texture, diorang punya body weight, benda tu memang it's a the feeling yang macam kau macam ni babe tak nak kau ubat.
Yeah, it's very
Exactly,
frustrating.
kan?
Yeah.
And to the point yang macam aku tak minta pun sakit macam ni, kenapa aku nak kena deal with all this unnecessary stress, which is for me it's a double struggle, and people will see like, oh, you're just not trying enough to be better, right? Like dah makan ubat kan, why you still struggle with those things? Dah pergi therapy kan, why you still struggle with those things? And that is, I think, I think for us as the voice of mental health survivors, we need to create that reassuring punya narrative within ourselves, and also to the external, like educate in a way that I think we could understand ourselves better and also understand other people better. And kalau orang tu tak nak faham kita punya situation, it's up to them. But as long as we know ourselves and we don't let other people punya projection affect our whole being lah.
Yeah.
Kan? Right? So yeah, I think definitely the self-discovery part memang benda yang subjektif, sama juga macam self-love. But I believe everyone punya self-discovery have different kind of meaning of to show you punya true value, apa you capable to do things. So look at them. After do the self-discovery, you guys like, okay, I want to do advocacy. Let's do this. And you guys made it. Community know you guys, right? So that's a something that we could inspire as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, next question is actually, I think you dah jawab, how does the self-discovery relate to you punya body acceptance? But I think to narrow down a bit is like any specific situation or things that happen that make you know what, now it's time for me to accept myself. If you don't mind to share lah.
The one that I remember is when I got really cyberbullied on Twitter about my body.
Oh yeah.
When was it again?
2019.
No, it was 2017 before
17.
I became a model, like full-time
Ah,
model.
I see.
I was really insecure about my body. Every selfie that I took was always like from here up. And then because I have a very small face, people always assume I'm skinny. So when there was a couple of times, like my body was leaked. A picture of my body was leaked, and then there was a very prominent time where I was wearing a swimsuit. In the picture, I was wearing a swimsuit, and people can see your body in swimsuit. And my butt was circulated around Twitter, and I received so much cyberbullying and all that, and it was so bad to the point that I wanted to deactivate my Twitter and I was depressed. I just want to disappear. And then something clicked in my brain. I think it's the anger, the protective. I think it's the teenage side in me, and be like, why the are you letting these people let you down like this?
Mm.
Like, you know that these are strangers. They don't know how.
They don't know you, what you struggle with.
Going through, and you don't know, and everything. They don't know your story. Why are you letting them control you like this? And I'm very, I don't want to say vengeful, but I have that type in me where I'm like, if you underestimate me, I'm going to show you.
Yeah, faham.
I'm
I'm gonna prove to you
I'm going to be that annoying. I'm going to be that annoying. So be like, make sure that everywhere that you turn, you're going to see
me.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And that's what so that clicked to me, and that is a very powerful force. So I just, you know what, you, I'm going to do this. And then I don't know what happened. I suddenly was called to walk for KL Fashion Week.
Wow, amazing.
And then I was like, let's go. Let's go. And then during that time, my face was everywhere. And I was like,
Jokes on you guys. Jokes on you guys.
I'm that person who make sure, like, if you underestimate me, I will go to hell with you. I will make sure you won't forget my face. In a way. It's annoying, but like,
It's you punya determination force lah.
yeah, it's my powerful force. So I repressed my anger so much last time, and now I just see it as like it's trying to protect me. And also, like, it's all the abandonment issues
that you have been through
that I've been through before, and now I have to reparent myself. And be like, you know what, nobody gave you what you needed when you were a child. Now you have to give yourself what you needed. And yeah, I'm slowly like living my dreams. And as much as I'm still battling on my body and also my mental health, but now I have the resources, I have the support system, I have my chosen family in a way.
I mean, that situation or that tragedy leads you to open up new ventures.
Before this, I was very sensitive whenever people talk about my body. Very sensitive. But now if people were to talk about my body, be like, you're fat, I'll be like,
okay, thanks.
And so, what's next? I'll be like, okay, what's next? So yeah, I don't let that get to me anymore. If their people are concerned about me and really want to make me be better, I do take criticism, but I will be like, okay, does it benefit me or does it benefit you? So yeah.
Amazing. I know you back then in the social media thingy, and now look at you. I feel like, wow, you look different. You feel different. So that's how healing give effect to other people, right?
Like before this, my reaction, I was very. If people would say to me, I'm very reactive. I would clap back. I would do this. Now, if people would say to me, I'll be like, okay. Okay, whatever. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, I know myself. Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Gerak dulu. Whatever.
Yeah. And macam you, how do you think, like, from the Nalisa punya sharing, any specific?
Yeah, actually, I kind of relate that. To be honest, I think the reason, but on my side lah, on my part, I don't really care about what people talk about my body. Is because I have the medication. The medication, I don't know how it changed my brain to not from care to not care. Like, if I didn't take the medication, I think I will be like very like down if people talk about my body. And actually, I realized my first realization when it comes to body acceptance is like one day I was like scrolling through my phone. I was looking at old photos, and I was looking at my old photos when I was thinner, and I was like, wait, I'm not that bad though. Why was I hating myself so much?
Body dysmorphia, babe.
Yes, body dysmorphia, betul.
And I was like, if my previous self didn't accept me, how to say it lah. Okay, just because masa tu I tak accept my current body. Lepas tu I terfikir, if previously I didn't accept myself, why should I hate myself again in this current body? Do you get it?
You will never be satisfied if you keep on.
Yeah,
You
that,
will never-
yeah,
Like the more you trying to find that satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
Thank you so much. The more you are not satisfied.
That's what I was thinking, and I was like, how to say that? I feel like I love myself more these days. It's because of the realization. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Because
The
of that
realization
realization
of what, like,
of like
you're
what
finally like fed up.
Yes. Yeah.
nak faham? Nak memenuhi the criteria and also the expectation. Just like
Yeah.
macam, you know
Because
what?
like no matter how much you feel it, you're not gonna satisfy. You're not gonna feel that whole. Because no matter, like, for example, I can choose to the Kardashians. You from the
Pergilah.
outside you think that they are very satisfied of themselves.
Yeah.
But actually they're struggling with body dysmorphia.
Oh.
Because they're not happy. They change themselves a lot.
A
Like
lot.
for example,
Pergi.
before this, Kim Kardashian's butt was big, and now she's dissolving her butt because she's following a trend.
Oh.
Yeah, she's dissolving her butt, and then like all of them are gorgeous without plastic surgery. No, I'm for people that wants plastic surgery to an extent. Like for example, if somebody's nose very insecure in their nose, they have a big nose or something, and once they have the plastic surgery, they have this newfound confidence. But there's limits to everything, and and it's weird. It's very weird because I also work with like models. From the outside, I think that they must be happy with their body. They're so skinny, they're so pretty, they're so gorgeous. But a lot of them are struggling with confidence issues, self-acceptance issues. A lot of them also have body dysmorphia. And I'm like, from the outside, I'm like, but you're so skinny. You have this. But they're like, they still see themselves fat. They still don't see themselves not enough. Because as much as people see them as enough, the people, especially that they seek validation from, don't see them as enough.
Betul?
And it's sad. It's very sad.
Saya setuju. Because despite of like macam you guys struggle with like body weight yang makan macam apa gemuk. Macam for me, I struggle with skinny. I've been skinny from like God knows when.
You're naturally tiny lah.
Naturally tiny. Kalau macam masa sekolah tu kena bully macam oi kecil kan. Oi apa tiang lampu dengan tak sama je kan. So definitely in a society we with the reason why we develop this kind of self like body dysmorphobia because of how the environment has affect we think about what is beauty standard, what is like what you should like supposed to be, or macam mana your preference nampak cantik macam mana kan. But I think going through this healing journey it's to the point where we start to be honest with ourselves, where the part of like think you accept your conditions in a way, like macam you mentioned about eating disorders. You accept your conditions, like you make peace with it. Like some people, even though have diagnosis and all, they're still struggling to accept that because, and then in a way their brain still ada like that, like the flight punya response, which is it's actually the punya body try to protect themselves, right? But I think the more we welcome all kind of emotions, like at some point memang there are days where I feel like macam for me my situation, once I start eating antidepressant, my own what you call it, selera makan tu dah tak ada. So I easily cepat rasa kenyang, I easily cepat rasa makan. I don't feel enjoy as I was eating like before, right? So it's to the point that I think I wish I can go back like my old body, you know, like that feelings of like, oh, I want to be normal like how I am back then again. But I think that chapter of me is it's already closed. I think it's finished already, because no matter how hard we try to be the one that we want to be in the past, now is the present moment where all the experience that we have been endured through the past has changed us in some way, has changed our neurological issues, our change our perception about how we think ourselves, how we practice our lifestyle, or even how we value ourselves in a way. So that is the part, and I think to the point macam, oh, kurusnya, makanlah banyak sikit. Orang cakap macam tu kan. Okay. I macam to the point macam, okay, nak jadi model kan. Whatever, like, you know, like, biasa kalau pergi raya ke apa kan, memang macam, biasalah mulut orang tua. Tak boleh nak control apa dia cakap. But it's like, we don't take it to the heart, to the point that we want to self-blame or like self-harm ourselves to the point yang macam, oh my god, I hate it. I mean, yes, there are those days that we still have that process, which is, I think that process is really needed for us to, like, you know, revisit back of how we practice our lifestyle, revisit back of how you know, what kind of healing that we forgot, or we are not dealing with. Because I think in healing, it's not like just 1, 2 years, 3 years, settle lah, okay, bye, dah tak healing.
I used to think that, honestly. I was like, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, gerak dulu, bye guys.
During COVID pandemic tu, tiba depressed.
Bam.
In my head, I'm like, what is going on?
Kan? Yeah, betul. Because some people feel like, healing is just like, it's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
As long as you are still alive, it's a different kind of level of healing. You are not like maybe macam from the past 3 years, you are dealing with healing in a different kind of area, in a different kind of environment. So when you change, the environment change, your age also change. Whatever things that will change, like time change, right? So it's always something new for us to explore lah. It's just for me to build that resiliency, to like build that consistency of how whatever things that might happening to us, we still
Need to like
have that self-compassion to ourselves, being kind to ourselves, and just keep going lah.
we need to like, I think having this healing journey also helps us to gain tools on what to do in situation. Like if I'm feeling down, before this in my 20s, if I'm spiraling, I would go for substance abuse. I would, party, I would drink alcohol, drugs and all that. Now I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this. Okay, what is my healthy self-soothing, mechanism? And also sometimes, yes, we should build resilience, but sometimes I think it's important for us to be like, you know what, I just want to cry. I just want to be a baby today.
Just want to process that emotion.
I don't want to be strong today. I just want to be a soft, weak. Let me just sleep and cry. And I think that it's valid. I think that it's important for us to take one of those days, a day off, for us to just wallow and cry and be pathetic, and then pick ourselves up again.
Betul.
Yeah, because being strong is exhausting.
Betul.
It's so exhausting.
Siapa yang cakap like, like hot girl shit, being strong, independent woman.
It's exhausting.
It's a capitalism. Don't trust that too much. We women, not women lah. Every man also, as a human, we need to process our emotions. Okay. Don't let that strong independence thing deceive you. Deceive you from like process your true emotions.
Yeah, but you just want to have the day where you're like, I want somebody to take care of me.
Yeah.
I want to just be a baby and just cry, be pathetic, and have no judgment in that.
Yeah.
And I think, especially men, they don't have those days because, one, they don't express their emotions.
Okay.
And they also don't have a very good support system. As much as your bros I'm not saying all you guys are, as much as your bros, whatever, but a lot of men, even though they have like friends to lean on, but when it comes to emotional support, is zero.
Yeah.
They will talk a lot. I mean, they can hang out 12 hours every day, talk about nonsense, but when it comes to emotion, they don't know anything about it. Which I think, I don't know, like maybe the younger generations are more open now, but my generation, a lot of men, they don't talk about emotions at all. Sometimes when I ask my boyfriends, my ex, what do you guys talk about? Oh, nothing. So you guys don't talk about relationships or what you're going through whenever we have a fight, you guys don't talk about it? Oh, no. And I'm like, why? About you to my girlfriend. Because I need the support. I need to vent. But they just keep it to themselves and then they explode. And yeah, it's very, like, we just need days where we just need to release. And I think that we should have no judgment for that.
And to add on that is, I think this year, I'm specific like sekarang kan mana-mana kita pergi memang dapat healing kan. Then this year we start to gain more awareness of how actually, as a human we need to process our feelings, our emotions, know how our brains work instead of just suppressing it, instead of just, invalidate all those things. And I think the older generation pun dah start to get involved in terms of like, in terms of understanding their own punya children. And you can, after the pandemic, there's another pandemic which is mental health pandemic, which is everyone start getting anxiety, depression, and a lot of stuff. And I think it's a work in progress as a society. We want to, we want to improve all those things. But what is more important is actually the conversation like this that are needed to keep going or keep happening within the community. If kita tak jumpa hari ni pun, maybe you guys still talking about it in your own platform, whatever, like, something or tragic, something happen in your day, and then like, it's okay, tweet, I don't ni kan. So itu add punya part lah kan. And Alisa is more like Instagram kan. And from that things kan, how do you see how do you see you punya advocacy works help you to go through, this advocacy work that you've done within the community help you to go through the ups and downs? Like, do you guys have like a certain expectation, when I'm doing the advocacy, I'm not allowed to share my downfall or something like that? Menung je, okay. Okay dulu.
I think as for me, at first when I started doing my advocacy on Twitter, at first I was like, should I share my bad days? Should I be open about it? I was thinking lah. And then I thought, I think it's okay to share my bad days, my bad weeks to people, but in a non-triggered way. Yeah. Sebab previously if I rasa macam suicidal ke apa, I would just tweet like lantak lah, orang lain fikir apa. But then these days I feel like I have not to control my thoughts lah, but like reframe my words, my phrases in a more safer way.
Betul. And sekarang jadi public figure, so a little bit susah sikit lah. Sort of lah. Ramai followers, ramai lah mata-mata, betul tak? Yeah.
Tapi even though I think that I have to rephrase it, I think it's a good thing for me lah, because kenapa lah?
Good thing for you because of how you process your communication ke?
Yeah. Sebab bila I try to reframe my words ke apa semua, I also reframe my mind. You see, it's not just like I have to be good on Twitter ke apa, but it also helped me to like process my thoughts in a non-judgmental way for myself. Yeah, so it kind of helps lah.
Betul.
What is this?
Sticker for you guys nak buat yeah, I think when we are in this kind of environment pun memang that's why healing is required for you to upgrade yourself. So when you already go through a certain phase, go through a certain like macam biasanya siapa yang dekat Twitter tu tak yang apa kalau followers ada tu dia tak sah kalau tak kena bash, betul tak? So kalau anda kena bash tu maknanya chop certified kan. You made it. You made it into the Twitter world kan. So it's something that I think not requirement lah, but I think like macam apa culture lah kat Twitter, I don't know lah, tapi kat tempat lain macam mana kan. But I think if we have a certain opinion or certain like really strong uphold belief, we will feel like that. So I think it's just something that I think kita as a collective people lah, when we face like that kind of thing, we need to deal with it lah, or any consequences, because some people like using the consequences as something that play victim kind of mindset kan, or victimized mindset. But I think whatever you post in the social media is your own responsibility, not other people.
Yeah.
Senang daripada penaja. Terima kasih. So, okay, let's move to you punya ni lah. Okay, from all these things kan, apa you guys punya biggest challenges about you punya body acceptance?
As for me, my biggest challenges was that the fact that I used to be tiny, and now the differences that I have to go through. Like my first time actually realised that my body is changing was that when ada sekali tu I was in the car and my purse jatuh ke bawah seat, and I was trying to like grab my purse, but I couldn't. Because of my tummy. Yeah. And then another realization was when I was performing my solat, and it's hard for me to like sujud. Yeah, and so those things are very challenging lah, because you know your first realization that your body is changing, but then I will always tell myself to choose kindness. Like previously, if I struggle dengan benda-benda macam ni, I will likely macam like say bad things to myself. But then these days, I try to like choose kindness when I talk to myself. Yeah, but trying to be kind to yourself also is very challenging.
Take practice kan?
It takes,
bukan macam,
yeah.
Okay, hari ni dah buat, esok dah buat dah.
True, yeah. It takes practice every day, every hour, every second.
Yeah.
How about you, Nelisa? Cik?
Tahu juga.
What's the question again?
The challenges. In the result art therapy dia memang macam tu. In the moment.
What's the challenges?
The challenges. Your biggest challenges when you start to do this body acceptance. What your biggest challenges?
So I started the body acceptancing. My journey is body positivity. So basically, I did the method of fake it till I make it. So basically, I was like, okay, I need to be positive all the time. I love my body. My body is beautiful. Oh my God, nothing. I will not change. That's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's bloody exhausting because it's annoying to be positive 24/7. Because I know I'm not positive 24/7, and to like fake it and be like, oh my God, my body is beautiful and everything, it's exhausting. Like I was in a high, but then I think during the pandemic is when everything stopped. My job stopped. I stopped seeing my friends. I stopped, going out and everything, and everything just went down. And then that's when I'm like, when I try to do the affirmation, everyday positive affirmation, I'm like, this is very exhausting because I don't feel this way. Why do I treat myself feeling this way? And all that. So I took a very kinder approach. I'd be like, you know what? I don't really like my body 100%, and it is okay. And there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I can, try exercise, lose weight and everything, but things that are permanent, I can't change it. Like, I have white hips.
It's a genetic.
Yeah, it's genetic.
How can you
change it to
change
smaller
genetic?
hips? I have flat feet. I can't change it to arch, like, you know, it's very hard and everything. So
Unless pergi ni lah, pergi apa?
Surgery.
Surgery
yeah,
lah.
I have money for surgery, damn.
Damn.
Like,
Fuck them.
I accept the parts that are very like that are natural to me. But the ones that I can change, I can try to like improve on, I'll try. But I can try my best. I cannot push it so hard as well, because like I'm also a person that's all or nothing, and it's also very unsustainable as well, because when I'm all of it, I get exhausted really fast.
Yeah.
So I need to
Stop it.
like, I found a balance to be like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. Okay, today is the day where I'm just not feeling my body, and it's fine. Today is the day where I feel like my face looks weird, and it's fine. It's okay. It passes. These are just thoughts. These are just feelings. I still look the same tomorrow, to next 2 days, next month, or whatever. So I think for me, it's easy for me to accept, because I already have the tools to change my mindset to like be kinder to myself, because I faked it being positive. So I already have the tools in that. So, and then, yeah, and I feel like accepting myself is much more sustainable and is much more realistic, instead of me shouting to people and shouting to
To the world.
the
like,
world, I love
God.
my body. I don't.
Today, welcome to the channel where I don't like my body, how my skin looks.
I don't. I mean,
Let's
I don't-
accept that.
Yeah, I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It is just me. And also, I practice to not say hateful things to my body.
Yeah.
I just practice. It is what it is. Whether I want to work on it or not is up to me. But for now, I don't want to work on it so much. So I have to accept it as how it is. That's it. And yeah, because if we put so much in our bodies, to be honest, we neglect the things the
nutrition
internal
part
things.
lah,
We'll neglect the internal things, because when I was on my body positive journey, to be honest, I was neglecting my mental health,
I see.
because I was in the strive to be like positive, fake it till I make it, build confidence, and then when everything goes, I'm like, what do I do? I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling so angry. I'm feeling so this. So now I'm in a state of just finding the balance. And I think that's more sustainable compared to like, you know, being positive all the time. It's exhausting. It's annoying.
Betul, saya setuju.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by being kind to yourself. It's not like positive 24/7.
Right. Yeah. Betul. Saya sangat resonate lah dengan benda-benda tu, because for me, being skinny, and orang akan macam, kenapa macam budak-budak? Like, you know, like muka orang dewasa, and then like, you know, badan macam budak, like very flat and something like that. And to the point yang macam, even, you know, when we do mental health advocates, all these things kan, the pressure that we felt, that we think like all the problem in the world, we must address it and we must like work on it. But it's actually, you just need to deal with your own things at a time. And because we are living in the social media where everything fast in trend, FOMO, kan? And that's the struggle of us like being aware which reality we are in. Like at some point I feel like hari ni hari Khamis kan.
Yeah.
I feel like tak, hari ni hari Rabu. You get what I mean? Like
you got lost in
yes,
the moment as well.
Yes.
And
To
then
the
like
point.
also social media, if I scroll too much, I will like notice that I'm getting the fake dopamine hit.
Yeah.
I will try to like, because sometimes when I'm in TikTok or social media, I'm like so immersed to it that I have to catch myself and be like, no, you're addicted to this because you have dopamine. These are fake dopamine. I have to find dopamine somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go out, do something, do a little
something,
walk
yeah,
or everything, listen to music instead of just immersing on myself in social media.
Betul. And as a this kind of generation, we think that okay, whatever that dopamine have lah, we become like dopamine addict already.
Yeah, yeah.
No dopamine like gigil kan. No phone gigil already, right? So yeah, I think it's a way lah of how actually we, in a way, I would say the biggest challenge is actually for us to practice mindfulness everywhere, anytime, any moment lah. Because at some point we might feel like benda tu is so hard to do, even though at the point like macam, oh, I know this, we got all the tools, we learn all the we know already all the self-help book, all the TikTok video, mental health, we know it already. But when it comes to the time when we want to practice and implement that thing,
Get overwhelming, overstimulated. Macam like, oh my God, I
itu
don't know.
buat apa itu mindfulness lupa lah. And yeah, I feel that's the struggle lah, which is the struggle is something that important for us to address and appoint and aware. Sometimes people know it's struggle, they're aware, but they don't work on it. They don't like deal with it properly. But in a different level of feeling, I think everyone will go through that. At the point yang macam, okay, maybe last 2 years I just aware, I don't want to do anything about it, I'm not ready. Maybe another next 2 years, okay, now I think I'm ready to do something about this. And that is actually the things that we need more people to empower that lah, to remind that. Like sometimes macam, you know, like when it comes to body positivity and also body acceptance, even like self-acceptance, we view things as what we want them to view, right? Like, oh, I know this, and kita nak sangat orang faham our perspective, when actually they are not in that level of awareness yet.
Yeah.
Dia kau cakap lah macam mana pun, dia orang akan, apa benda ni?
It's like talking to...
Yes.
It's like lost in translation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And despite whatever we say about awareness, healing, about something kindness, about things, when other people don't see that or don't have that kind of value, it's something that we definitely cannot not force lah. Tak faham, daripada we waste our energy untuk like prove the point to them, let's like macam Nalisa do it lah, prove the point through action lah. To the point yang macam, oh, tak percaya lah, okay, sabar jap. I'll come back another 2 years. I'll show to you guys. Right. So that's, I think it's the important part lah of how actually we want to face this kind of challenges. Instead of spending the energy to try to prove to the external, we try to spend the energy to prove internally.
Yeah. Because I feel like there's no point of over-explaining some things, because some people won't get it. And as much as we be like, please understand this, when people don't understand, they just don't understand. So for me is when, like, if I try to explain to you again and you still don't get it, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah. You don't get it, so it's fine. Never mind.
And the next question is actually, I think we mentioned about it, like how we bring like self-compassion to our body acceptance kan. But I think narrow it down, like what are the practice, like ritual ke yang you guys buat untuk find that, you know, self-compassion within yourself? Annalisa or
I dance.
Wow.
I'm not professionally.
Yeah, like
but,
you
know,
dance
I just
lah.
put on music and I just dance.
Yeah,
I just
just
feel the
randomly lah.
music. I just let my body move to whatever it wants to move, and to whatever dances that I was afraid to dance in public, and just do it. And also, I talk to the mirror a lot. I do like a little interview to myself. Kalau aku nak aku celebrity.
Wow, practice lah kan.
Not practice, but it's like I'm talking to myself, I'm questioning myself, but I'm also answering to myself. Rather than me talking in my brain, because sometimes my brain do go a little spiral if I talk to myself a lot. I'll be questioning this, and I'll answer another question. It doesn't go align. So when I talk to myself in the mirror, it kind of aligns. Like, hey, how are you feeling? Or if you did it, what do you think? No. So I do that, and I also like watch a lot of like self-help videos or podcasts, just to I don't really fully concentrate on it. I just want it to be as a background.
White noise.
Yeah. So when I do stuff, I'll listening to it. I'll be like, okay, just like a reminder.
Betul.
Yeah. But dancing is definitely what I would do.
Like random, like bangun pagi, instead of you start your day, you like, morning jiggle. Like that lah.
And then like, cause I would just sing in the shower or whatever. No matter how horrible I sound, like I just sing. I just let my body just
Do whatever is released,
release whatever. So I feel that is part of my self-compassion. And also, like, if I don't feel good, I would self-care, skincare, makeup. I would do a little bit of makeup. I would do my hair. I'll be like, you know what, I want to go out. Maybe just go for groceries, whatever. But I will dress up a little bit, and just to make myself feel better. So little things like that.
Betul.
Yeah.
And I do think like when we have this struggle issues with like this, days like low mood, low self-confidence and everything, it's actually how we deal with it like externally juga kan, like how we change that narrative. Like, okay, you don't feel pretty, go put some things that look nice on you to develop that, to gain that confidence back kan.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you, Nafisa. You at?
Apa soalan tadi?
Apa you buat untuk you punya like macam ritual for like to get like self acceptance, self kindness?
Apa? I think one of the things that I did yang I sebut tadi lah, I suka membaca. Actually sebelum ni, when I was depressed, my reading habit stopped because I couldn't read. I couldn't process the words. When I read fiction, I couldn't imagine the situation. So like I stopped, and I was like very disappointed in myself because I couldn't read anymore. But then one day I was talking to my friend, and we went into a bookstore, and I found a book that I feel like I can process the book. And I was so happy. So from I think last year around November, I started my reading habit again. I read a lot of self-help. And actually before this, I really macam, I tak suka self-help sebab I rasa macam cringe. Tapi macam sekarang I jumpa genre yang I boleh baca. And
yang kurang cringe lah kan.
So macam I akan membaca dalam pukul 9 malam macam tu sampai pukul 10. And I do that every day. And I like what I'm doing sebab I feel like when I do something that I love, I feel better. And other than that, kadang-kadang pagi-pagi, not every day lah, but sometimes I will go brief walk. Because I like the morning sun. You know, when the sun touch your skin, it feels very nice.
Morning dew tu dia punya bau dia
Yeah, you know, the grass. So those things lah that I did, that I've been doing. Yeah.
To remind you guys, actually like 3 body features that you love about yourself, and also 3 body features that you struggle to love with lah. So
The one that I love is my eyes. I like my eyes. I learned to love my hips. And also I like my hair. I like my hair. And all those 3 I used to hate. Yeah, I used to hate. But currently, the one that I'm not really like is my arms, my butt, and my feet. because of my flat feet.
Faham?
Not because I don't like how it looks. I don't like because of the flat feet, because it makes me feel. Because I'm a model, so it requires me to stand on heels a lot of times. So having flat feet is very difficult for me to stand in heels in a long duration. So that's the reason why I don't really like it. But also back, because I have flat back as well. So those are the body parts I don't like. Are the body parts that are like I can't help it. It's genetic. But I learned it is what it is. But the ones that I love, it's, to be honest, why I hated it before is because of society. Yeah, I got bullied because of my eyes. I got bullied because of my
Mesti macam sepet kan.
Sepet, my hair, Maggie, apalah, kena electrocuted lah, apalah, and then afro lah, and then my waist, my hips, bontot besar lah, hips and everything. Yeah.
And the most funny part, diorang yang kutuk-kutuk ni pun still sexualize juga benda-benda tu.
You imagine when I was a teenager, a teacher said, "Oh, you have childbearing hips."
Childbearing, wow.
Macam aku confused,
What should I do with that information?
Okay.
Yeah. Macam you, apa you punya 3 body parts yang you love and you struggle with?
I love my eyes because there's no reason. There's no reason. I simply love my eyes, and I also like my hair. And previously I have like long hair, but then last year I decided to cut it off because they knew me. Yeah,
You knew me.
yeah, and I dyed my hair. I dyed my hair red, and I really like it. So what else yang I tak suka? I don't like my fingers because I think like. Because I couldn't wear rings. I have to wear the one that apa tu? Yang ada
apa? Yang kena adjust.
Adjustable. I have to wear that one. So macam previously my fingers macam apa runcing kan, but then after that it's hard for me to find rings that I can wear. So macam I still struggle with my fingers sebab like for example if you're taking a selfie, then people can see your fingers, right? So I'm kind of insecure with that. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. And I think for me, the body part that I don't like is my height. Ketinggian, sebab susah nak ambil barang.
Tak apa, boleh tak ambil.
Myself, kan? I don't want to ask people for help. I want to take my own things. Lepas tu tak sampai kan. I don't like my skin, uneven skin tone.
Really?
Yeah, this is my personal thing lah. And I don't like. I used to hate my smile.
Oh.
Because before I got my braces, and I have like this very, So, but now looking back at everything, that is the part that I think I struggle to hate it. Now the thing that I think I embrace that is, bila I feel doubt with I feel struggle with my height ke apa, I will say, I'm portable size. I can fit anything.
Yeah, that's true. You can fit anything.
Yeah. You don't even need to buy me a flight ticket. Just put me in the baggage. We're good to go. And uneven skin tone is something that I think it's just like when we see too much of ourselves, like, oh my god, I hate this. There's this whitehead, this scars and everything, and that thoughts help me to rewire of actually how I as a person I like to explore world. Takkan kalau nak badan cantik, tak ada cala, tak ada apa, maknanya benda tu memang duduk rumah je terperap kan. But I like to go experience stuff. I like to go outdoor. I like to go hiking. I like to do a lot of stuff.
Oh, very Sagittarius.
Yeah, I'm so bad.
Are you Sagittarius?
Yeah.
We both Sagittarius.
Oh, you're Scorpio.
kan, jom hiking. So I like adventure stuff, and every marks that I have is actually a reminder of memories that I have throughout the adventures, right?
Yeah.
So that is how I look back, how I see things, and also my smile. I used to hate my smile because of jongang. Bahasa English apa jongang?
Buck tooth, buck teeth.
Buck teeth, yeah.
So, yeah.
Buck teeth. And now that I feel, because before this kalau selfie tak senyum, and like macam like that face kan. And now I start to embrace that actually my smile help other people to feel smile in a way. So I should be more embraced. Like it's just me, the body dysmorphobia that I feel. That I feel it's weird for me to look at myself and smile like that. Yeah,
Faham.
that's how I think.
It's so weird how our brain works, kan? It's
Kenapa dia suka main play like trick ke macam ni? Apa masalah kan?
Yeah, because like, cause Instagram kan. So Instagram is very like photo based and all that. And sometimes most of the time I do edit, like put filters and everything. And sometimes my selfie, I'm like, kenapa I muka pelik? And then the more I look at it, I'm like, why am I nose like this? Why is it this? I have to catch myself, be like, nobody cares. People are going to scroll, they're going to like, they're going to comment, and then they scroll by. They're not going to analyze everything. Somebody I do analyze, that's very weird behavior.
Yeah.
And then I have to remind it, nobody cares.
Yeah.
You're just posting it, that's it. They're just going to scroll, they're just going to double tap, comment if they have the time, and they're just going to scroll away. They're not going to overanalyze everything like how you are doing right now. So just post it. You feel good. You want to share the moment that you had, and just do that. So I had to remind myself that, because I thought I was the only one, but it also, like, a lot of my influencer friends also feel that way as well. So it's like relatable lah. Macam like, okay, I'm not the only one.
You're not alone, definitely. In this battle, in this weird brain thinking, we are not alone.
Yeah, and then macam like the scars thing. I have scars because when I was a kid, my playground, I used to be a tomboy. All my scars and everything, I used to hate it. I put all this oil and the vitamin oil. It doesn't really work.
It doesn't work kan.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. It fade a
mahal.
little bit, but it's still there and all that. And now I'm like, you know what? I see it as just like a battle scar. Like, okay, I got it when I was, like, I just see it, okay, I got it because I got bit by a mosquito at here. And then I got it because I fell down. So it's like a memory book in a way. It's like a photo book, but like on my body.
Betul. Yeah.
So that's a way for me to like, okay, my scars are not that bad, you know?
Betul. That's the thing lah. I think macam most of us like idolize like fair skin, and then sanggup makan all this unhealthy supplement untuk bagi your kulit so fair and spotless. End up you punya kidney rosak.
I used to be that when I was a teenager. I used to be very fair because of all the whitening creams and peels and everything.
I see.
And I still, like, when I got the compliment, wow, you're so fair now, wow, so nice your skin. But I was never happy. I was never happy. I was like, I want to be more whiter. I want to be more... And I'm like,
whiter jadi Lucina. Jadi macam Lucina.
And then I'm like, slowly, like, I became, like... Because I got the fair skin back there. So meaning when you have fair skin, especially when you supplement, you're very sensitive to the sun. And back then I liked playing outside. So I put beauty first instead of my own well-being. And then slowly back then I was like, you know what? Fuck being white. I don't like being white. It's not fun. What's the point of being pretty if I can't go out and meet my friends and have fun, you know?
Yeah.
Saya setuju. Dia macam tak nak main benda ni nanti.
Malas lah, nak main kat pantai pun tak boleh. Kena pakai SPF, kena reapply balik.
Ya tu, nanti apa orang kata kalau Malays kan macam nanti hantaran kurang lah apa benda lah. Look at you now, still got hantaran or not? I can make that hantaran. So yeah, I think it's about perspective lah. How actually back then the culture have shaped us as a woman. Being a woman in Asian really hard. We need to deal with our hormone. That's one thing. We need to deal with social expectation. That's one thing. We need to deal with whatever our parents' trauma is.
Yeah.
Another thing. What else? Add some more, guys.
I think also survival as a woman to be independent. We were forced to be independent because I think a lot of, I don't know, like my mother's generation, especially my aunties, everything, they push their daughters a lot on becoming financially independent because all of them, not all, most of them, they depended on their man. Like my mom depended on my father for financial because she was from a poor family. So basically she married my dad for security purposes. So she didn't want that to happen to me. So I think we also have the pressure of like, oh, we need to have our financial secure. We cannot depend on a man. What if a man leaves us? We at least when they leave us, we can still depend on ourselves. And it's also very exhausting because women, what I notice, once we give the responsibility, we'll try our best to exceed it because we were forced to learn how to be strong from a lot of things, from emotionally, from emotion, from psychologically, from everything, from physical and all that. And unfortunately, a lot of men can't meet our standards, especially high standards, because a lot of women, they want not protectors, but something in a way like, okay, I'm so independent in my career, in outside life, in my home life, I want somebody to like
Take care of
me. Just for me to say, I can depend on my man. I can, my man's reliable and say it doesn't mean he has to make more money than me, but he has to respect me. He has to also like lead in a way. And I think a lot of men are insecure from that because it was an explosion of women being so independent, financially exceeding on careers, being CEOs, having businesses and everything. And I think men grew up very lax, thinking no matter what, women will fall for me. No, women will not fall for you at this age if you do not buck the up.
Yeah.
if you're not financially, at least as a man, like respect us, support us,
emotional, intelligent
and everything, not be intimidated and all of that, lead. Because I know a lot of men wants to lead, but they don't know how to lead. They think money is how they lead. Not really. No, it's not.
And and I think not only men lah. I mean both women and men. Our generation, we struggle with daddy and mommy issues.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Everyone, guys usually attached to their moms and they expect their partner to be like their mom.
Yeah.
Right, and same is one thing for women lah.
Yeah.
They view their partner as their father figures. If the father figures is not good, then you go. There you go. Why the toxic relationship happen, and why is it so hard for you to accept your body as it is? Because you always feel like in competition lah, kan? Constantly, you feel like nak cantik because of kena jaga your husband, your partner to before dia pergi cari orang lain. That's to summarize things lah.
I think the body issue thing also stems a lot on daughters with mommy issues as well. Besides of like we have to juggle our body to satisfy our man, but when it also comes to mommy issues, we all want to juggle our body to compete with other girls and all of that, and also to have to get mother's validation lah, because the daughter-mother relationship is something else compared to father-daughter. And yeah, it's just weird. It's just very weird.
So weird.
Like, do you have what issues do you have? Do you have daddy issues more or mommy issues more?
What is combined kan?
Combined.
I think mine is combined.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why like it's for me. I have that struggle to find balance between feminine and masculine energy, because both of the trauma and even childhood brought up to me. Despite whatever, like I think there's again lah, it's about awareness, a sense of awareness. How do you feel? How do you view your self issues, or how your trauma attachment brings you as a person, as a wholly, kan? So that's why for us, especially for women, we need to be aware of how we put the narrative inside our head, despite whatever struggle we have. Sometimes, because it's all the trauma attachment that we had, it's like a habit. Oh, you are too skinny to be this. You are too fat to be this. You are too blah 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 to be this. But it's just a way actually where we should train ourselves to change that narrative. Kan? So despite whatever issues you have lah, mommy or daddy issues, and that's the thing I think banyak orang takut nak face it because it's so dark and it's not fun at all, guys.
It's not fun.
It's not fun at all.
Like, and it's also not weakness for you to find yourself. People always see that, it's weak that you're seeking therapy.
Yeah.
It's
Especially
weak.
for men lah. They feel like it's weak to show emotions, kan?
No, hell no. It's very strong to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
It's
guys.
very
this
strong
one
to be
is-
vulnerable. Because I'm a woman, and people think that women are all emotional. True, compared to men. Well, we are more in tune to our
Yeah, in
emotions.
tune to our emotions.
But it's hard to be vulnerable. It's
Yes.
very hard to open up. It's very hard to trust people. But the thing is, we are forced to, because if we don't, we're going to suffer internally. And I think that's why men tend to have the highest suicide rate,
Betul?
because they rather be alone than just vent out.
Betul?
And I think as women, we understand community better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand community. We understand connection because we want the connection. We value intimacy. We value connection so much that, you know what? It. As much as my best friend heard me vent out the same thing over and over again, I'm just going to still say it. And I think as a woman receiving at the other end, we'd be like, you know what? She is in need. She's my friend. And she just need a shoulder to cry on.
And the reassurance lah. And I
Yeah.
think that's the struggle. Even like macam a partner kan, they feel like macam, oh, dah ada partner takkan lah you cannot have that kind of assurance blah 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 kan. But I think the reassurance perspective between partner and your
Friends
friends
is very
and
different.
family is so different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah. So I think it's holistic lah, holistic. It doesn't work like one way only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to talk to this one guy. I told him lah about my experience with mental illness apa semua kan. And then he said, "Oh, I've never experienced mental illness because I have a high IQ."
Wow. The audacity.
Oh, wow.
The confidence level.
Are you saying that I have a low IQ?
I have a high IQ. I think a lot of high IQ people do have mental illness. That's the thing.
And everyone, research proven shows people who have high IQ tends to have more mental health issues and disorders.
That's true, yeah.
Tak percaya, cuba Google sekarang, akan jumpa banyak study. Okay, jangan.
But I was too speechless to say anything. So I was like, okay.
I'll be like, for high IQ, you really give me a low IQ response.
Yeah, tu. And yeah, I think that's why we struggle with this thing lah. The expectation or the understanding of the community about mental health and everything is so. Whew, cabaran.
But I think after the pandemic, post-pandemic, Malaysians are slowly opening up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now they understand what is depression.
Yeah.
Before this, everybody was just so busy, like hustling here and there and all that. Everything's open, grinding and all that. And then everything stopped. So I think now, slowly, thank God, Malaysia is opening up to mental health and understand and don't ridicule people that has depression now, because even though like they've experienced it themselves in a way, yeah.
Yeah, and people understand more about brain fog because that's what COVID does to them.
Belakangnya, it takes pandemic and COVID to
Change
actually let our society or everyone to understand what is mental health issues. And yeah, it's blessing in disguise lah. I feel it. And yeah, we come at last question. What are some things that help you to accept your body more when you start doing all of this advocacy, like macam, like, you know, ada orang macam, oh, thank you for everything you do, I feel more, like, you know, I appreciate life more now, ke, you know.
To know that I'm not alone in this. To know that, hey, like the things that I'm doing is at least helping a few people. Like, I don't know, like whenever I receive these DM, it makes me like, okay, at least I'm making somebody feel this way. And that feeling kind of is, it's undescribable. It's like, oh wow, it's like a purpose. And I think that's how I don't know, how do I say it? Macam like, I think people are here for a purpose. I'm not going to say
world,
that I'm going to save the world. No, that's crazy.
Everyone has their own purpose.
But I feel like for everybody to feel fulfilled, you got to help in some way. Whether you're advocacy or whether you're volunteering on something, whether you're helping out a friend or your family and everything. I think before this, I used to live in an individual bubble. In the very Western mindset, would be like, oh, this is my life, this is my body, this is my this. But then when I receive all these DMs and everything, I'm like, okay, it kind of humbled me in a way. And yeah, and knowing that I'm not alone, knowing there are people that are worse off and also struggling way worse than me. And even though they are struggling way worse than me, they resonate and they also thank me in a way. And I feel like, wow, okay, dang, I'm doing something. And yeah, and that made me kinder to myself. And
that's what makes you keep going lah.
Yeah, that wants me to keep going. Like, no matter how much, like, when I feel depressed, when I'm in my depressed period, I'll be like, okay, like, sometimes I do have that suicidal tendencies, suicidal thoughts and everything. Like, what is my purpose here? What is my purpose there? I actually archive messages, the kind messages in my phone, and I just read it, and I'll be like, I'm here for this purpose, whether it's just a little small purpose, just doing that. For me, existing, at least I can make somebody smile. Yeah,
and actually, to be living in this world is actually to give benefit to others. It's not to get benefit to you, only yourself.
Yeah.
Kan?
Yeah.
And that's what the purpose, meaning behind everything. And I believe everyone in this world have their own role and purpose within themselves. So that's why I think it's really important for us to do the healing work and to find our self-discovery to whatever channel that we can find it, whatever that resonates to you, so that we don't like to attach with this systematic concept where whatever we have now, which is not working anymore. The family institution is collapsing, the economy is collapsing, everything is gone crazy because they feel like living in this world, we have to follow a certain rules and regulations and the system of how we should view life. But it's actually no. God put you in this world to serve your own purpose at your own timeline, at your own
pace.
strength and limitations. You just have to work on it. It's
Yeah.
not how much money you have, how much cars you have, how much numbers of influence, followers, whatever things you have. None of it matters, because what matters is how you view yourself, how you benefit yourself to others.
Yeah.
Okay?
And take your time. I used to curse because I'm 34 this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm 34 this year.
I thought
and
macam umur-umur. It's okay, girl. You look like us.
so I'm like 34 this year, and of course, like in a very fast-paced world, a lot of people that are younger than me are successful and everything. They have family, they have 2-3 babies already, and I'm here like, but I used to curse it like, why am I not like this? Why am I not settling down? Why don't I have $1 million in my bank account yet? Why not this and this? But then like, I take a moment and be like, I shouldn't do this. The more I do this, the more I think blessing will be blocked.
Betul.
And then now I don't cuss on delays. I just follow the pace. Because to be honest, like my modeling career started off literally when I was 28, 29.
I see.
And then and now I'm 34, who knows, I might do another breakthrough career in another few more years. Who knows? I don't know at this point. I don't like to plan because when I plan, I reach an expectation. And then when I don't reach that expectation,
Feel
I
like, yeah.
down myself.
Okay.
So I just go along my pace and follow the flow and just do a little cute projects here and there.
Cute project. That's cute.
Cute projects here and there. I used to be like, I want to do this, I want to. Now I'm like, you know what? If I have a roof on my head, I'm comfortable, I'm this, I'm that. It's enough. I don't want to ask too much. Kalau ada. Alhamdulillah.
Kalau tak ada,
Kalau tak ada,
Alhamdulillah
tak.
jugalah.
Alhamdulillah juga. It's fine.
But sometimes what you want maybe not good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So, yeah, the art of being mindful, guys. So macam you add
Growth.
apa yang you know, apa yang you rasa when, I mean, what are the things that make you keep going of doing what you are doing, and how that things help you to, yeah.
Currently, I received like several DMs that saying, "Ed, you sound so sympathetic, so kind in your replies." When people send me NGL, and I reply to them, and people say I sound so kind, and I was like, if I can be kind to people, why cannot I be kind to myself? Yeah, and when I reread my replies, and I was like, these are the kind of things that you should also tell to yourself. Like when I say to people, take your time, don't rush too much. I should also say that to myself. Why am I rushing? I tell people to slow down, but I am rushing myself. So, yeah, when I receive those kind of DMs, it makes me feel like I have a purpose. That it's not simply like gathering followers or anything. As long as at least one person get my, receive, not kindness, like benefits
Benefit to whatever you are
to whatever that I was doing, is enough for me. Yeah, and sometimes when people, I got a job, I used your tips, and I was like, oh, thank you for telling me. Yeah, it feels so nice, to be able to help people restarting their career or starting their life. And I think I would, the 16-year-old me would never expected this. If I told her, okay, Ed, when you are 27, you help people and you give people opportunities to like help themselves. I don't think the 60-year-old me would, percaya that thing, because I used to like was suicidal all the time, and I never thought that I would have like a sense of purpose. But these days I feel like, oh, I have something to do, I have something to give to people, and it feels nice. Yeah, that's it.
I'm so proud of you. Because I know Ed since last year, so
Yeah.
I see a lot of things that have been changed.
Yeah, she saw my growth.
Oh,
Yeah.
See the light and everything.
And I think that is part of what we do as a community when we know each other in not to know each other lah. I mean, we don't know each other, but we resonate each other through the struggle we face, and we know how it feels to be excluded, to be isolated, and to gather all the strength to to work on it together, and not put the burden to ourselves and being hard to ourselves, and just be in each other company, even tak cakap apa-apa pun, just like like just just existing. I mean, we struggle to this kind of like expectation, manage our expectation and so on, because we feel like we exist kena ada function. Kalau tak function, baik tak payah exist. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that is the struggle, is we need just to appreciate as we exist. Guys, you exist matter, your existence matter. Maybe if you don't, I don't met at or don't met you guys, the timeline of whatever things happening in the future is not gonna be the same.
Yeah.
So just trust the process and
Trust the process and everything. Every little contribution that you make matters. As small as it is, you don't have to have a big podium or whatever for you to feel some sense of purpose. Just small things. And I feel like all of us need to learn how to be more grateful in stuff. Because I think we compare a lot of things externally, and especially social media. But also we also need to remind ourselves, people only post the good things on social media. People don't post the struggles. People don't post the downfall and everything. Yeah.
Except on Twitter, we are all depressed.
Twitter is a stressful and depressed suicide. Sometimes it's nice, but lama-lama aku cakap, ya Allah.
gila. Like macam Twitter punya culture tu, dia marah dekat orang lain, tapi dia pergi bash orang lain.
Yeah.
Faham tak?
Sometimes Twitter, I understand, like it's a cesspool of thoughts. Different types of thought, happy, depressed, suicidal and everything. But sometimes macam like people tend to like
take it serious lah.
Take it seriously. Some people use it as a journal, fine. But
some people,
I don't understand people be like masuk campur like, oh, you feeling this way, no.
Shouldn't be like this.
And I'm like, but she's not saying, or she or not saying
Nama pun
anything about not anybody. They're just letting out a vent or something. And thank God I'm off Twitter. I have my private Twitter for me to just look at memes and jokes. But sometimes kalau masuk Malaysian Twitter sikit kan, macam, Allah.
Block, mute the algorithm.
Oh my God, thank God.
Alright, so I think kita punya question pun dah habis, and I saw you guys punya artwork pun dah ready dah.
I don't know what else to add, but
show off sikit dekat kamera. Ooh, girl. Wow. I punya macam ni lah. So biasanya macam biasa, every of our session kita akan ask your own interpretation of how you feel when you do this art. So basically tadi punya art assignment is to highlight like body parts that you struggle to love with, or body part that you try to accept more lah. So yes.
I don't really have the accept, but I'm focused on my eyes because I'm an introvert. So when I'm in my introverted stage where I'm very quiet, I'm very observant on people. And when I'm very observant is when I absorb a lot of energy. And I'm very aware. So this is a heart which resembles barbed wires. It's me protecting myself. Also, like what I said, anger. Basically, it's me. I'm crying because I'm sad, and my heart is also protected. But these are like thorns, but in a way, these like rays of sunshine. So in a way, like I'm protecting myself, but I'm still giving you a little dazzle. I don't know. It's like for me, I'm very hard on opening myself completely to people. Like now I'm being vulnerable right now, but I'm not giving you 100%. Unless you're my therapist, you would know the the darker side. But yeah, this is what resembles this like society gun and all that. I like flowers. This is the door. So whenever I feel overwhelmed, I tend to meditate and do some breath work. And I also tend to go deep inside my inner childhood. And my inner childhood always requires a door for me to open. And then that's when I will see my childhood self or my teenage self. Yeah.
Oh, I can feel it. Even though you are not even like want to tell 100%, but how I feel it is like, as an observant, as a people like who really observe stuff, a lot of things in this world are not supposed to be what it is.
Yeah.
Despite whatever they say, whatever they react, and that confuse our brain a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Like macam, are we supposed to think like A, B, C?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
Kan? And I know it's such a struggle, especially for highly sensitive people, as like us, kita highly sensitive people lah. That's why we all have this unregulated nervous system. So, yeah, being highly sensitive people, we don't choose whatever emotion, and that kind of emotion not even us.
Yeah, it comes to
it's like,
us. Yeah,
it's come through us. Like you're having anger out of nowhere, and I have to like, I can feel it,
Yeah.
and it's coming to my body. What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to be angry with,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, it's and I like how you case all the heart with the barbed wires, with the protection of, like at this point you had seen enough, you have feel enough, you just want to strengthen your boundaries and use it in the right way of how it benefit you as a person and as a society.
Yes, sir. She got it. Yeah.
And yeah, keep opening that door. Don't close it. And, and the door is
I
always.
just check out on childhood. She's doing okay.
Yeah.
The teenage self though. Oh my
like
God.
macam bam.
But not though. I thought like heal your inner childhood, heal your inner childhood. Then your inner teen will be like, how about me?
You.
Oh my God.
I did it.
And I'm like, oh. I thought that I thought that involves you as an inner child,
Yeah, it doesn't stop like that.
Oh
Yeah.
no, good God. Oh no. So, like, every time I want to like soothe her, I would listen to emo music.
Yeah, that
Rock
works.
song,
I
emo
ada phase yang macam memang dengar lagu screamo bila I marah, like, bila I sedih, whatever. So I think it's nice for us to revisit back whatever our teenage self would love to do when something happened or something triggered.
Yeah.
Yeah, as for me, I revisit my dad's favorite songs, like all the rock kapak songs.
Wow.
I'm currently in that phase.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nelisa. And how you feel after doing it?
I feel good. I feel kind of relieved. It's like a self-soothing thing.
Self-soothing, kan?
Yeah, it's very self-soothing to like. I haven't drawn in a while, in a very, very while. When I first started, I was like, draw apa? Then I saw eyes. I'm like, okay, let me start with eyes first. And it just started.
Start everything, kan? Yeah. And yeah, that is the part of today punya session lah. We want to tell everyone that you don't have to like really highly creative, whatever. You just need to start with a different line. Start with line or shapes, and self-soothing is important, not coping. Okay. And yeah, thank you so much. And Ed, yes, let's see your artwork. Hey. Cheese happy. Choose happy. Aku dapat cheese. Lapar. Kenapa tak? Okay, yes. And
Okay, so as for me, body acceptance is more like peeling an onion. Like layers of layers. So like during my journey of body acceptance, self-acceptance, I discovered like new layers every time. every time I got sad, I got angry, there's this new layer that I keep peeling. So those things macam contoh kan macam when people say bad things about my body, sometimes I choose to stop them because that's what I want to say, that's what I want to do, instead of just ignoring, because I feel like when I stop them, but not stop lah, macam contoh if people say dah sihat sekarang, and I'll just stop them by saying like Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Ada duit lebih sikit nak makan banyak kan.
Betul. I'll just say something like dah kerja sekarang boleh lah makan sedap-sedap. And that's how I stop them. And also I put no here because I want to be able to like say no to things that I don't want, and say yes to things that to say more yes to the things that make me feel happy. And also this part, like hugging your dark side.
Yes, I think we all need that lah. I mean, like acknowledge instead of shoving it in the closet.
Yeah, I used to like just swipe it, under the carpet. But then these days I feel like, the dark side is also a part of me. It's not like macam orang lain punya ke apa. So
you need to deal with it lah.
Yeah, so yeah, I just deal with it, and there's some part that I still like macam tak suka, but there's a lot of process that happen that make me accept more of my dark side. So like these flowers, like giving good things for myself. Like for example, kalau I berjaya pergi brisk walk 10 km, I will just like go get some coffee, like
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself, self-treat. Yeah, choose happy. I don't know why I put this, but this one is cute.
Milk. Pink milk. Pink milk.
Yeah, and I choose I as the center of the art because when I keep peeling those layers, I see myself in a different way. Like for example, when I keep peeling those layers, I see myself, this is the new me, this is the new me, this is the old me. And yeah, I think when I see those different part of me, my mindset kind of change. Like I used to hate this part of me, but now I'm kind of like it. Yeah, things like that. Things change a lot during these few years, and I like the fact that it happened, even though it hurts, sometimes, but it just happened. So yeah,
It just happened for a reason.
it happened for a reason. Yeah, that's it.
I really like how you lukis bawa. Macam I teringat masa zaman sains punya lecture. This exactly. Kalau dulu belajar sains masa ni, ada the layer, the amoeba or whatever things are. So yes, it's bring back all the teenager memories back. And how do you feel after you doing it? Like, how do you have the kinds of self-awareness of you punya realization body ke ataupun apa you whatever things that you rasa you proud to say or you want to celebrate your work in progress ah.
I think I like how I am more aware of my thoughts these days. So previously when I was like hating myself, I don't see it as a layer that need to be peeled off. But these days, I'm aware of those layers, and I'm very eager, very very excited. I cannot wait to like peel more. Like who knows what's behind all these things that keep happening, Yeah, so like I'm excited to see how it goes. And I think I'm at a better place lah. Yep.
And your younger self must be so proud of us.
Yeah.
And then let's re-parenting ourselves.
Yeah, that's the beauty of reparenting ourselves. So we got a chance to say, I'm proud of you as a person.
Yeah.
And yes, come to me. Hey.
Ooh, ada mata juga.
Ada mata juga. There's a lot of things. Kalau you nampak, apa yang you nampak lah. So I start, because I also brain fog juga. Being busy with events, some sort like a lot of activity and arts kan. So I start with lines and I start with sketch of eyes, and it's actually kalau you nampak it's a mouth, lips, and I cover it up with like tutup mulut dengan bunga.
Okay.
Tutup mulut dengan bunga, and I say like, okay, this is a nose. So basically how I choose these three elements: eyes, nose, and mouth, because this three part is how I view of how you want to see the sense of awareness and how you can self-accept yourself. So when you see through senses like nose, when bila kita makan kan, kalau hidung tersumbat, kita tak rasa sedap sangat kan, betul tak? There's some part of it like dia rasa kurang kan.
Okay.
Sama juga kalau sakit mata, you makan, you rasa macam betul ke kan. So I think this three part is really important, like the main focus of how your brain process stuff.
Yeah.
So what you see, what you smell, what you see reflect of how you think as well, reflect of how you act as well. So in my process of body acceptance and also my journey in healing, self-worth and self-discovery, I know that's I'm long way to go of getting that acceptance or finding that acceptance or practice that acceptance within myself. But at least that I'm aware these three things in order for me to reach there, I need to master these three skills: the art of seeing, the art of saying, the art of smelling. Smelling boleh? I think smells is like in a different form of
Aromatherapy and everything.
yes.
Yeah.
The art of smelling is actually it's feelings.
Yeah.
Smells requires feelings. So when you have a sense of bau something, you know that smells relates to what feelings, and even like like
It
our
invokes memory as well. Certain smell will invoke some memory, will trigger also some memories and everything.
Yes, and that's why I think this is the part of it lah. And actually, the other part of it is actually these three things that before I struggle to love, and now I need to practice or loving it back, because at some point I so weird lah this nose and this mouth too so also weird lah, everything weird lah, body this phobia kan. So that's why ada orang dekat sini tutup mulut dengan bunga, dia cakap shoo, whatever you say to yourself, make sure it's blooming. And and I think it's okay for us to embrace the flaws. Embrace the flaws and see it through. How can we embrace these flaws as a ticket for our happiness? Because I feel like people are so addicted to be happy, right? And they view like happiness as something that
it's so unattainable, but it is quite attainable.
Expectation.
It's how you see it, how you perceive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to the point that I think the art of happiness is actually the art of how you feel content or gratitude within yourself. What you accept as a person, like how do you accept, like God give you this body, how you use it, right? So that is how I see, like it's okay for you to hate your body at a certain point, or it's okay for you to love your body at a certain point. So anything of this life, always senses, using these three senses, anything is ticket for happiness. So I think that's my message for today. And despite all like belakang ni colourful of chaotic, this is how my brain works actually, guys. So you can see wiring banyak kan, wiring banyak tu, colour macam-macam. So yeah, this is how I think we need to embrace more diversity in life. Like not to be fixed mindset of what is the standard beauty is, what the standard normal is, what the standard intelligent is, and what is the standard and life has so much more to offer, guys.
Yeah.
No standard, no book guideline gonna fit everything all in. We just need to define. I mean, yes, follow a different guideline. I mean, a certain guideline to refer. Oh, it's good, but if anything, it's always come back to you, how you feel about it, and how you want to live your life within it.
Yep.
And yeah, that's all from me. And I think like kita kita menyeluruhi. I harap kita punya topik hari ni merangkumi every part of mental health issues, youth problem, social problem, and no matter you skinny ke, you gemuk ke, you gelap ke, you putih ke, you banyak jerawat ke, you have your own beauty within yourself. It's just need to look inward. Kalau orang, contoh macam you minat dekat orang ni, orang ni tak suka you because you are not up to whatever dia orang punya beauty standard, it's fine. The right people gonna come to you, and that's why people say what heart,
Beauty is in the
beauty is in the heart. So look it within your heart lah, and everything. Yes, and we already come to the end of the session. And again, as usual, our session today is under Social Healing Impact Peer Support called SHIPS program, which is supported under SNTM. So what SHIPS doing is we gather a community to support mental health and well-being through arts and community engagement. And more art therapy podcasts will be hosting in the future. And thank you so much for UCSI University under Masscomm's department for having us here today. And also thank you to our speaker, Ed and also Nalisa. And I hope you guys learn a lot and resonate with whatever we share today. And yeah, give it some light or hope that you guys are not alone. Thank you.
Yay.
Bye.